Hi, welcome back to a series all about naan bread. This is part one where I'm just going to be making the dough. There are so many thousand different recipes for naan bread and each one will give you a really good result. The main thing, or the two main things for naan bread is how well you knead the dough and how long you let it rest. So naan bread's popular in Uzbekistan to Sri Lanka to India and obviously in British Indian restaurants in the UK. So this is a BIR inspired one. It's got nice range of ingredients. It'll give a really nice light texture to the dough. We've got a kilo of self-raising flour. If you're using self-raising flour, you don't need to use baking powder because it already has it in. We've got 3 eggs. I've seen people weighing eggs. It's just like I mentioned earlier, it's not necessarily your ingredients, but the way you deal with the ingredients as to the finished result. We've got 200 millilitres of plain yogurt. I'm using Greek yogurt. Don't use low-fat yogurt. We've got 125 millilitres of butter that is melted. We've got 500 millilitres of water. We've got some black seed, also known as nigella, wild onion seed, kalonji, whatever you want to call it. We've got 75 grams of sugar, 3 eggs, and I have weighed everything out if you want to do exactly what I'm doing. So all we're going to do is simply add all the ingredients to our bowl. So that's all the ingredients in the pan, and I'm using a pan because it's the most suitable and largest container I have in my kitchen. That is going to be worked really, really thoroughly. Once I've got it into a ball, I'm going to be kneading that for 15 minutes very vigorously. That's the trick. So we'll come back in a mo. So this is the trick. Once all your ingredients are mixed, really go overboard. The longer you knead it, the lighter and fluffier your naan is going to be. So we'll come back in 15 minutes of good hard work. So after 15 minutes of kneading, what started as very sticky, that stuck to all the edges, turns into a really nice uniformed and very soft dough that's nice and elasticy. So I'm nicely out of breath. Back into the bowl that I've just cleaned, a little bit of oil, and our lovely silky dough is going to go back there. It's had a little bit of a layer of oil right round to stop it sticking, and that's going to rest now with cling film over the top. So our balls have been resting. Lightly dust the surface. And roll your naan out. I'm going to go for a teardrop shape. Make sure it's quite even. Dust any excess flour off. A little bit of oil, melted ghee on the top of the naan. Excuse camera angle. Some water on the bottom. And you can stretch it again a little bit. And that goes straight on to a hot, don't use a stick pan. The trick is to get it onto the pan without creasing it, which takes a little bit of practice actually. So please don't accuse me of copying this video, because it's exactly the same with just different ingredients as the video I made about 3.5 years ago. Just thought I should mention that. So when that starts bubbling, we'll come back. So that's been cooking about 1.5 minutes. It's time now to turn it over. And I don't know whether you can see that. So once you've got it how you want it, scrape it off with a spatula. And brush with a little melted ghee. So that's why it's good to use 1 kilo of flour in the beginning. It's quite a large quantity, but the work that goes into these, you don't want to do it every day. Well, maybe you do, but so thank you very much for watching. Feel free to like, share and subscribe. I've got a range of naans coming up, so check out the next episodes.